everyone. In this video, we'll be looking into the settings section, which is where you do all the basic configuration of your WordPress website. To access this, click on settings on the left sidebar. Here, as you can see, the first option selected is general, which is quite self-explanatory. By default, there will always be something that is pre-configured, but you can change that anytime. So let me make some changes over here, like add a tagline. These are the core settings that define your website, so I'd suggest not to mess with this part which shows the domain of your website, as this setting, if changed, can actually break your entire website. So unless you want to change the domain name, don't do anything with this, just let it be. Rest all the fields as you see, like date and time, format, etc. are available to you too. You can choose to modify this as per your requirement. You can also change the admin email ID over here. This option over here enables a user sign up, so if you want that, just enable it. And based on your selection over here, you can also update this too, which decides what shall be the default role of the user who registers on your website. So that's the general part. Next, let's move on to the writing part. So here you'll find the default settings for posts, pingbacks, and the option for post via email. Now, most of these features were more relevant for bloggers in the past, and as of now, their usage has completely declined. So, let's not be spending time on this because I don't think so you're going to be using any of this. But in any way, if you want to still learn about these features, I'll drop in some links in the description which you can read to learn more about these. Moving on, the next one is reading. This is where you can set options for your homepage content and, blog page and basic search engine preferences, like if you want your website to be indexed by search engines or not, and, the basic stuff that generally do. You can decide the home page, like if you want a particular page to be your home page, you can select that over here. And if you want a particular page to be your blog page, you can select that also over here. I mean, it's fairly simple and straightforward, so you don't really need to make any changes here either. Just let it be. In most cases, that works. Moving on, the next one will be the discussion section, which is mostly related with comments. You know what? I'm going to be walking you through this later when we'll be talking about comments, all right? Let's just skip this for now. All right, let's move on to media, which offers the basic settings for managing media content uploaded to your website. As you can see, you can set up the different default sizes of the images uploaded to your website. Also, you can enable if you want to group these uploads into month and year folders. So fairly basic settings. In most cases, nobody really does anything to this and they just stick to the default settings. Next is permalinks, which is the structure of your post URLs. Now, you can define the URL structure using various values and variables for posts, categories, and tags, like using the date or the month parameter in the URL. I'd suggest you experiment with this and see what works for you, right? It's basically the URL structure that you are deciding over here. There's no right structure or wrong structure. Whatever works for you, that's the best. You can figure that out. And finally, there's the privacy setting. This feature assists in generating a privacy policy for your website, ensuring you comply with privacy regulations, which is, quite mandatory in many countries these days. So that's pretty much what settings are all about. These settings collectively shape the foundation of your WordPress site. So mostly I recommend users to do this process in the beginning itself, so the basic configuration is set from the start. And that concludes the settings section. Catch you in the next video.